Tens of thousands of people are leaving the city of Goma in the Democratic Republic of Congo, as authorities warn that a nearby volcano could erupt again at any time. Mount Nyiragongo is in the east, close to the border with Rwanda. An eruption last weekend saw lava flow to within a few hundred meters of Goma's outskirts. Authorities fear a second eruption could be much more serious.
Clothes, food, mattresses. The residents of the North Kivu region in the Democratic Republic of Congo rushed to pack their most necessary belongings. Mount Nyiragongo could erupt again at any time. Once again, the people of Goma are looking for a safe haven. The governor said on the radio that we have to evacuate Goma and go to nearby Sake, but we don't have an exact destination. We can feel a lot of rumblings. People are being told to leave the city of Goma, otherwise many will die. But a quick escape seems all but impossible. The mass exodus has left roads jammed with traffic, so for many, the fastest way out is on foot. Many are headed for neighboring Rwanda. Others are fleeing by boat, among them these orphan children seeking safe harbor on Lake Kivu. Mount Nyiragongo is considered one of the world's most dangerous volcanoes. The eruption last Saturday claimed at least 32 lives. Experts warn this time could be much worse. They fear a so-called limnic eruption could smother the area with carbon dioxide and kill thousands.
Well, from Goma, I'm now joined by Omar Aboud. He's the chief of the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Goma. What's the situation on the ground right now?
The situation on the ground right now is very tense and very unpredictable. Tens of thousands of Goma inhabitants have left the city, especially the red zone, with about 10 neighborhoods, and they all fled away. Some of them went to neighboring country, crossing the Rwandan border. The majority went all the way west towards an area called Sake. Of course, this displacement is very difficult. The roads are very difficult to navigate, especially with heavy traffic and unavailability of means of transportation such as buses or trucks. So many of them are either on foot or on motorcycles, of course, carrying their belongings and heading to that direction. As we speak, people are still moving towards Sake. They have not reached Sake, and there's a great deal of chaos and traffic to get to that area.
Well, given that thousands are fleeing the city, understandably, you're staying. What's your role in this evacuation? What's your part?
I mean, first of all, we have to remember that our role in this country is protection of civilians. This is our main mandate. Therefore, it is the right time for us to stay and to deliver on our mandate. Now, what we did, we moved slightly to the west of town. We established a base here where we are, but we are still not too far away. Our role is really, one, is to secure the area like we always do through our police patrols, military patrols. Also, we've been supporting the paving of roads and fixing the roads that have been damaged by the lava that resulted from the eruption on Saturday. And finally, we've been also supporting with food and water for these displaced inhabitants of the town.
So why is everybody so much more concerned now about this potential eruption than they were about the one that happened on Saturday night?
Okay, it's in a way because the one that happened on a Saturday night was a surprise eruption. Volcanic eruptions happen and they're very unpredictable. Therefore, the moment it happened, and since that time onward, we've been experiencing large number of earthquakes. And these earthquakes, some of them are very high in magnitude, but also at very short intervals. Sometimes we get about 5 earthquakes an hour. So these earthquakes tend to provoke lava activities and volcanic activities. So the risk of having another lava outburst is higher. And number two, of course, they cause damage to houses and residences and infrastructure. So that also scares the population and really pushes them to seek refuge.
Omar Aboud there from the UN in Goma. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you.
Clouds of steam covered the earth near the city of Goma after a long night of fear and uncertainty. A volcano beneath Mount Nyiragongo expelled streams of lava from its crater, and these currents had flowed to the city's outskirts near the border with neighboring Rwanda. Hundreds of homes were buried or burnt, but the mountain seemed to settle in the early morning light.
We're still waiting. As we can see, it's still smoking. We think the lava is heading towards Rwanda, but I don't think it's going to get that far. God willing, it will stop right here.
There was no warning given of this eruption. The night sky pulsing red as molten rock swept down the slopes of Mount Nyiragongo. When a sea of lava built down below, the local government gave the order to evacuate. But many had already made that decision for themselves. Some crossed the border into Rwanda, others boarded boats on the nearby lake. The residents of Goma have begun to assess the damage. A river of rock now squats on the city's edge, the rubble some 2 or 3 stories high in places. Tangled remains of homes and businesses are visible in places.